Well, welcome back to Late Night Conspiracies, everybody. Let's get right to it, because holy smokers, it ain't no jokers, okay? We need to talk about this one immediately as to what just happened. Put that cookie down, because apparently one of the UAP task force director came out, claimed he has seen non-human intelligence on Earth. That he has also seen non-human crafts on Earth, and he shares his testimony. When I play that clip for you. We also got a UFO Mothership video. We also have this moon UFO. We got a News Nation report. We also have shape-shifting UFOs. We also got atomic, nuclear, aliens conspiracy, 2020 salmon aliens conspiracy, where a CIA John Ramirez, I mean, do you want to trust CIA? I don't know about that one. We're gonna actually get into it, and you're gonna get a whole lot tonight. No Diddy though, but if we get 10,000 likes on the video, I'll drop the second video very soon for you guys. But first of all, I want to play you this, and we're gonna circle back. Consider this an appetizer for this video. Roll it.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic. I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
Consider this an appetizer. We're gonna circle back in just a little bit, and I want to play you this very short clip from Mystery Wire. Old, but it will make a whole lot of sense in just a little bit. It's a UFO Mothership. It's being claimed. Roll it.
Object. I immediately grabbed my camera, which is an infrared recording camera. I use a Canon SX60, which has been modified to record
Mom, get the camera! Get the camera!
Full spectrum to see these other ranges of light that we can't see with our eyes. So once I put the camera on this big glowing light in the sky, all these smaller orbs were released from the object, which was just fascinating. And I'll add the first three objects that came out of this portal of light were in a triangular formation, which is very rare and also a commonality in these sightings.
Yeah, is this like one triangle shaped UFO like the TR-3B, or is this like three different UFOs, maybe like three single moms like going on a vacation, right? They're like, okay, let's go to planet Earth, man. You guys gotta pay taxes, bro. Come on, man. Like, yeah, man, if we park our car for 1 extra minute, we get a parking ticket, and these suckers be flying in over skies freely, man. Come on, man. Like, that's unjust.
Those triangle then formed like sort of a vertical line. It changed shapes too. So what was that display about? What was going on there? They were just trying to wow you?
There it goes.
I think it's just, I'm someone who avidly records these anomalies. I share them with the public, and I believe the more that you record them, the better the performances get. So in this case, I had been recording for about 8 or 9 years before I had this recording, and I just believe it wanted to share that moment with me on film, to share with the world. And then the more important point is this triangular formation of objects that came out in the beginning. I've had 3 other sightings that were also triangular formations, and that's a way for us to communicate with.
Crazy, right? Crazy. And it's dropping all of that, and it looks like the X-shaped UFO. Thank you for subscribing, Jabari. Appreciate it. What do you make of that? What do you make of that? I want to play you this clip. So this one was spotted back in 2023, July 2023, California, before the LA fires. Sheesh, man. And it's claimed in the captions that this is the X-shaped UFO. It's very hard to, I've skimmed through it, haven't watched like fully yet, but hard to say how it is an X-shape, because it's very, very hard to see. I mean, it's here now, we see it, but let's find out. Hard to say if it's an X-shape, but clearly something is there, and it's moving quite bizarrely. Thank you, Angel, for subscribing. Appreciate it. And then it, oh crap, look at that. It's just like zigzag, you know? It's zigzag. Come down in the name of the law. In the name of the law, come down. Okay, that was a little too aggressive. Come down in the name of what? What we thinking, guys? I'll give you Scooby snacks. How about that? Sheesh. Okay, so you got like this bright light reflection. Perhaps this is that complete shape of it. Okay, maybe this is why they're calling this an X-shaped UFO. And X-shaped UFOs have been around for way too long. I mean, I'm forgetting that actor's name right now. Why? I know about that actor's name. I believe back in the 1980s, you know, there's a movie, Robert William, I believe Robert William, is that okay? yeah, my memory's foggier than Snoop Dogg's bathroom. Every time I press record, my memory just like cannot. Maybe it's the aliens that are. Yeah, I'm gonna blame these aliens for that. I believe Robert Williams, right? 1980s movie, and that movie was all about, yeah, they crash land and it's like an egg, and you get the aliens coming out of the egg. And of course, this is one of those videos which is quite old. Hard to say whether it's real or not, but it's claimed that a young astronomer or amateur astronomer captured this thing, and you see like a UFO twat just going and just swirling around. And of course, there's plenty of conspiracies with the moon. If we sit here, if we talk about it, we're gonna be here for years and years, damn it. Like, did the moon landing happen or not? Moon landing fake. Oh, moon landing is real. Oh, nah, moon landing video fake, but we did go to the moon, right? There's so many conspiracies about the moon that we did went, but the videos are fake, and the reason we never went back after, I believe recently we went back, right? Whether you want to believe it or not, that's up to you, man. That's not my opinion. But yeah, they were told that, hey, man, the aliens told them to never come back, and a lot of people believe we never went to the moon, right? Whatever you believe, put it in the comments below. And this is interesting and fascinating footage, if real. Moving on, I want to show you this, and this video is linked with something that I'll show you, which is shape shifting. Okay, we got a shape shifting UFO, although I believe the video is just here to demonstrate it. It's not real, but it's to demonstrate what this gentleman saw. So I'll be honest with you guys, that's what I believe. But let's talk about it. Well, let's continue and then talk about it, right? Roll it.
Had several drone sightings. Mayor Michael Melham. Mayor, thank you so much for your time on this. Before we talk about the president's actions, what is the latest on the situation there in Belleville? Are there still reports of these drone sightings?
Thank you for having me. So absolutely, I mean, all over New Jersey and even Long Island, I'm getting reports from videographers that are stationed right at the water there in Long Island.
Now, what people are saying on Twitter, that it did stop, but now the activity is surging once again in New Jersey. Like the drones, people are starting to see the drones once again. Some are saying they never left, but you know, yeah, of course, the mainstream news reports have stopped talking about it, but now people are saying they're coming back. So interesting.
Seeing them come over from what he says is New Jersey. Here in New Jersey, we're about 500 mayors strong. We are still waiting for answers because our residents are still gravely concerned over what's flying.
We demand answers! We demand answers! Civilians demand answers! Mortal men demand answers! We demand answers! We demand answers! Like the video if you demand answers too.
Just over our homes.
Absolutely. And we know that the president wants action. For anyone who missed it, let's listen again to some of what he said. This is from the Oval Office on Monday.
I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of...
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie?
Susie.
Okay. Yeah, why don't we find out? Immediately.
Pull that up.
I mean, I can't imagine it's an enemy, or there would have been, you know, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was. They had a lot of them flying over Bedminster, which is interesting. Right?
All right.
I mean, they also did fly around your golf course as well, right? So that's Trump's response, and of course, I covered that in the last video. And so far, we haven't got any update on it, guys. If Trump don't talk about it, I don't know if anybody would. Because you guys gotta think about it, presidents are usually temporary employee. What that means is they're only in office for 4 to 5 years, right? I guess for America it's like 4 years, right? Could be wrong, you guys correct me, but I believe it's 4 years, right? Based off of what I've been seeing. So yeah, presidents are temporary employee, and there's stuff that is only on the need to know basis, and apparently they don't consider president to be worthy of knowing everything, especially like the black operations, the Lockheed, the Skunk Works, the deep state black projects, right? The black ops. So yeah, but it's interesting. I mean, it feels like that even Trump don't know about it, but he's like, okay, let's find out the truth and let's tell to the public. But currently it feels like that he don't know, especially when he was talking here, right? January 20th. It feels like that he don't know about it. And once he find out, will he tell us about it? That's the real question. Or would they actually tell him the truth? And if they tell him the truth, is he gonna tell us the truth? You know, there are a lot of complexities with this one, folks, but roll it.
We heard the president there saying, you know, hey, can we get right on this, Susie? Mayor, what is your reaction to President Trump asking his White House chief of staff to immediately get to the bottom of these drone sightings?
It's absolutely welcome news. I mean, if we just back up a little bit, President Trump, well, even when he was President-elect Trump during his transition, he's been on the record now at least on 3 different occasions about these drones. The first time he did mention that our government knows and our president knows, and he wasn't sure why they weren't telling us. And if you understand how the transition works for president, our president-elect receives the same exact national intelligence briefing that our president does. So if it was a foreign adversary or something alien or extraterrestrial, I'm certain as president-elect he would have known. The fact that he doesn't seem to have that many details, and he was asked the second time about it, and that's when he said, well, I'm going to disclose it within my first or second day into office, tells me that if he's not briefed on it yet, it's probably not a matter of national security, or certainly not an alien invasion or anything crazy like that. More than likely, this is going to be our government or experimental drones that are up in the sky. I'm still waiting for that disclosure. I do believe.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because this is, people are very mixed with this one. A lot of people believe that, yeah, this is ours. Some believe that, nah, aliens. And some believe that it's a mixed bag, where some of them are aliens, some of them are ours. And whistleblowers recently did say that most of these are ours, but based off of reverse engineered alien technology. In other words, yes, we're not alone, but what you're seeing, especially when it comes to drones like these are like dark operations. Black Ops, Skunk Works, Lockheed, they have been working on this for years and years, decades and decades, let's just put it this way, and their drones are essentially ours. So whether you're gonna believe it or not, that's up to you, but again, we don't have the facts just yet. This is like he said, she said kind of situation, all right? We're just, and that's why I'm saying like that we demand answers, the public demand answers. It's crazy as to why we don't know. How long has it been? They started in November, if I'm not mistaken, right? December, that's when it blew up, and then everybody started talking about it, and now we're almost done with January too, guys. Crazy. 1 month in the new year, gone. No longer a new year, but wait for it.
Believe, and I take him at his word, I do believe that New Jersey mayors and all the residents here in New Jersey are going to get disclosure, and it's going to come soon.
All right, that's some good news there. And that's what I wanted to ask you, Mayor. I mean, based on, you know, what residents there are saying, what your constituents are telling you, what do you think is going on in the skies?
I mean, it's tough. Every time I see a video, my opinion seems to change. I mean, I've recently been watching and spent some time with the videographer out of Long Island. I mean, he has orbs, these glowing orbs of light on camera that as you watch them right before your eyes, they seem to transform into a mechanical drone. So I've actually watched it myself, where these orbs are glowing balls of light, different blinking lights all over the place. And as it gets closer to you, you actually see it transform into a drone. Whether it's a drone from the beginning and it's being obstructed by bright light, I can't tell you, but it is cause for concern. We have looked at flight tracker data. We don't see any airplanes in the skies. These things are absolutely some kind of phenomenon that's happening just over our homes. We need answers, and we need them quickly.
Yeah, and that's so important to note that you are looking at flight tracker data.
In other words, immediately. We need it immediately. And I want to actually play you this clip because somebody actually posted this. I do believe this is CGI. It's fake. It's a real video taken, you know, from the very first video, I believe back in 2017. Back in 2017. Pentagon revealed the very first UFO video, right? And they said that, yes, UFOs are real. We know about it. We've been researching. That's when we got our very first, in a way, on a big way, right? Pentagon confirming UFOs are real. I believe it was back in 2017. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they did confirm that in a big way by revealing the footage, which you guys have seen it over and over. And I do get the vibe that this is that video, but they basically, somebody like changed it, faked it, AI'd it to demonstrate the point of what this man said, right? So I just wanted to play. It's like very short, and it got background music as well, so probably fake. So yeah, it has the same vibe, the one that Pentagon revealed it, right? But you essentially see the blue color on it, and it's like colorized. Unless I'm mistaken it. and perhaps it's legit. I mean, you never know, right? Because now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I wanted to just put it out there, but I want to be real with you. I don't know whether this is real or not. Looks to me that's fake, but check this.
And not seeing records of this. So Mayor, are you confident that we will start to get some definitive answers, whatever those answers may be?
I believe we're going to get answers. Calls for speculation as to whether they're going to be definitive answers or not.
Yeah,
I do take the
definitive.
president at his word. I do think that we are going to get some kind of disclosure. You know, I've listened to government speak. I've listened to our state, New Jersey, speak. I've listened to the federal government speak, and they've been very specific at times.
So yeah, they did put the temporary New Jersey drone ban, started December the 19th, and it ended January the 18th. No drone can fly below 400 feet within 1 mile of each specific town. Okay, specified.
They've said things like it's not our DOD, it's not our Homeland Security. And I've learned in being in this business for a while that when government speaks very specifically, listen to what they're not saying. So when they say it's not DOD and it's not Homeland Security, they're not saying it's not a private contractor. They're not saying a lot of different things there. So they're giving themselves some plausible deniability when they say things specifically like that. However, I'm still fairly sure that this is probably going to be our government assets, as the president said when he was president-elect, and even now. If it was a foreign adversary, I'm almost certain with $1 trillion military budget, we'd be able to take these things out of the sky. The fact they're not coming out of the sky and we keep seeing them, I truly believe that we will find out, whether it's sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, we have to, but what if we don't? There's always that possibility, right? I want to play you this very short clip. So right in the beginning, I talked about this task force director, right? Now, this is part of a trailer that I believe a documentary that they're putting together. I want to play you like the trailer for it. It's very, very interesting. I know it's a trailer for it, but you still get a lot of like high-ranking officials talking about this junk. The Age of Disclosure is the name of it. Roll it.
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I mean, oh my bad, I'm Canadian. So. Or, like some of you would say, Canadians are just unarmed Americans. Yeah, I was seeing these comments, man. You guys are insane for that, man. Canadians are just unarmed Americans. Okay, roll it.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human.
Oh no!
I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I've worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
The 1-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, I mean, damn. We recently covered the Warhenia alien story as well, right? It's an older story, but we covered that on the channel, and it was claimed that back in the 1996 when that happened, yeah, if true, apparently United States took over, and I believe they paid Brazil to grab the aliens and go back to United States of America. Insane if true, right? But I don't want to talk about that because, yeah, roll it.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
Say psych right now. Say psych. And yeah, this is that video that I was talking about, 2017 Pentagon video, and this was one of their very first. And if I'm not mistaken, this was captured by David Fravor back in 2004. And this is supposedly that Tic Tac shape, but if don't look like Tic Tac. I mean, yeah, Tic Tac, but it got that underneath, right? Like that. Yeah, I don't know what that. Maybe it's junk or something.
There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
Yeah.
This is so secret. Very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have. Yeah, the clean energy is something that Dr. Stephen Greer has been talking about it for ages as well. And it does make sense, you know, the point that they made earlier, like, yeah, if China, yeah, it's a speed race, it's a race, right? It's a race. So whoever gets to crack the code first essentially wins, because the technology that these Alamaus, these aliens, these twats possesses, according to what they tell us, is far superior. So whoever gets to crack the code, reverse engineers it, they essentially control the world, and they certainly don't want China controlling it or Russia controlling it. So US is like, okay, so everybody's like beefing right now, everybody beefing, and everybody's like speeding it to get that. Makes sense.
Have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come.
Oh, it has. But they always say time has come, but time never came. Time never comes. Why is that? Why is that? Why they don't?
What else you want to know?
So yeah, it's a documentary that's coming soon. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I wanted to show you. Check this one out. Atomic bombs and alien sightings. Joe Rogan, roll it.
Correct, and this is one of the things that I've always heard, is that after the bombs were dropped,
yes,
that's when the UFO started showing up.
Well, that's when the activity certainly heightened. And yeah, so
is there any indication that they were directly connected other than the fact that they just show up?
For context, the first nuclear bomb used in warfare was dropped on August 6, 1945, when the United States dropped Little Boy on Hiroshima, Japan during World War II. Before that moment, UFO sightings were rare, but after 1945, reports of alien sightings started pouring in. Many of these reports are ones we'll go through in this video. Joe and James can't help but wonder if the use of nuclear weapons might have triggered the frequent visit from aliens. James also shares a story about how he came to this conclusion.
I'll tell you.
I do believe that that's when, if all of what they're saying is true, I do believe that the second we blew up the nukes, they were like, oh crap, these kids are growing up, you know? And the narrative is that the second, this is what you hear from whistleblowers all the time, that the second they found out, the aliens, when they found out that we can actually have this capability, and the second they found out we have the capability of blowing our planet and do damage, like serious damage, that's when they were like, okay, we need to come down, we need to talk some sense in these suckers. And for sure, we've had conspiracies over the years where these twats, these UFOs would show up, these aliens would show up at nuclear plants, disable the nukes, disable the weapons, and it's like they don't even know who disabled it. They saw lights in the sky, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, the weapon system is completely jammed, it's not working. That is insane. That is like, yeah, for example, let's just say we come in a fight with them, from what we hear, they're friendly. That's not my opinion, okay? This is not my opinion. We hear that they're friendly. Some of them are bad, but some of them are friendly, and essentially the ones that try to jam it, they were friendly, so they were kind of looking out for us. Okay, love that. But what if they turn bad and then they start jamming our crap? Oh shit, oh shit. Yeah, because mankind is always like, okay, something goes wrong, let me drop a nuke in your bum hole, right? That's how mankind works. But roll it.
How it organically came upon my attention. I was working with this guy Lance Mungia. He was one of the editors that was working on the phenomenon with me, and we were doing this archive from this guy named David Marler's got this incredible archive of UFO material dating right back to the 40s all the way to modern day. Newspaper headlines, audio recordings, statements, broadcast, unbelievable. The biggest archive you could spend the rest of your life in there. So he gave me a bunch of stuff that was archive interviews of primarily people at White Sands, Holloman Air Force Base, different areas in Texas. And I was just putting it in. It's kind of like a little montage in the piece of just giving the illustration that these things are going on kind of all over. And my buddy goes, hey, man, let's put a map on the wall and put pins in the map for all these different locations. So I was like, oh, okay, sure, let's do that. So we put a map on the wall in the edit room when we were doing the phenomenon. And we were putting pins in, and we looked at each other after like a day or two. We were like, look at proximity to Trinity Site. Wow, even Socorro, White Sands, this place in Texas. Like, that's kind of unusual. We're kind of scratching our heads. Do you think there's a correlation?
For context, James and Lance noticed something strange while digging through the archives. Many of the recent alien sightings they reviewed happened near the Trinity site. Trinity is the code name for the first ever nuclear weapon test, conducted on July 16, 1945, in the New Mexico desert. Less than a month later, it was used to bomb Hiroshima. Do you see how this all adds up? The US starts to use nuclear weapons, and suddenly aliens start to show up more often. James goes on to describe his meeting with the late Senator, Harry Reid. He explains.
Now, think about it this way, right? If all of what we hear is true, that the aliens are friendly, that they're good, that they're looking out for us, if this is true, that they're looking out for us and they don't want us blowing up our planet, I mean, I view that as a good thing. It's like Big Brother looking after you kind of thing, right? Hey, don't start the nukes, don't drop the nukes. But you guys can tax your citizens. That's fine. You guys can do all this, that. That's cool, But not the nukes, not the nukes. And of course, I also don't believe that they're fully looking out for us. It's both. It's a little bit of both. They're looking out for them, but they also don't want us to go extinct. But preferably, they don't want to lose this planet, because what we hear is that they also shared this planet as well, right? So they it's like I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's like a vacation spot where they come here, they travel, and they're like, it's a cool planet, so you know what, let's we don't want this planet getting destroyed. Okay, thank you. But I don't think they're just like looking out for us, you know what I mean? I feel like that it's a little bit of both. I assume that it's most likely that, hey, it's a cool spot, it's a cool planet, just don't destroy it, and we're gonna make sure you don't blow up the nukes. And also what we learned, and this is again with the crap of moon landings and whatnot. I know a lot of you don't believe it, a lot of you believe it. Whatever you believe, put it in the comments, that's perfectly fine. But not my opinion, but this is something that we hear, that when they were landing on the moon, they wanted to after the very first moon landing, which a lot of people don't believe happened, right? But we also heard that we wanted to, when I say we, I mean us, the humans, we wanted to put nukes, nuclear stuff on moon as well, and they said, nah, get the F out, you're not doing that. And when you think about it, it's a good thing. In a way, it's a good thing, because imagine firing nukes from moon to different countries, let's just say, right? I mean, yeah, right? Think about that for a second. Holy, you don't think that we're capable of doing that? Come on now, man. Yeah, like, if it's true, if all of it's true that we went to the moon and all that, and we wanted to place the nukes there, oh, we are more than capable of nuking countries, cities from there. Yeah, so in a way, if true, it's a good thing that never happened.
And how this conversation reinforced his theory.
And then I met with Senator Harry Reid. Thank you, George Knapp, for helping make that happen. Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, who started the ATIP program. And during the interview, I didn't think about asking him this, but at the end, and he had like, I'll have 47 minutes with you, and then I got to go. And he's got all the security guards and big guys with earpieces looking at me. And I said, well, sir, would you mind if we could do a quick walk and talk? He goes, yeah, I'll give you 45 seconds. So I figured, well, while I'm walking with Senator Reid, I'm going to ask him what was one of the more astonishing aspects of the phenomenon that they uncovered during this Pentagon UFO program. And right away, without hesitation, he goes, the fact that there are incursions over our nuclear missile facilities, nuclear armed facilities, that is of grave concern. Not just, that was a shocking aspect of the phenomenon. And I thought back to that map that we'd done in the edit room.
Speaking of incursions at nuclear facilities, in 1967, multiple witnesses at Malmstrom Air Force Base reported UFOs hovering over the nuclear facility, and during the event, 10 nuclear missiles suddenly became non-operational. And to this day, there has been no clear explanation as to how this happened. In 1968,
and from what I recall, from what I heard, those army men generals saying that 10 different nuclear crap, right? And none of them were linked together. So it's like, let's just say one malfunctions, the next one should not. So that, yeah, all of a sudden, all of the plants malfunction or disable. It got disabled, and that's unheard of. They keep them separate, so if one don't work, they got the second one, right? If the second one don't work, they got the third one, they got the fourth one, they got the fifth one, right there. Yeah, that's like our human geniuses right there. Yeah, let's blow the planet, you know. If we are, I mean, I get it, if we are in a war, let's just say if North Korea or any country for the matter drops a nuke on, let's just say, for example, US, oh man, the president's gonna be like, yeah, fire the nukes, right? So it's like a counterattack. So you need that. So if one malfunctions, you're gonna rely on the second one. If the second one malfunctions, the third one. You get the idea, right? But these suckers, when I say these suckers, I mean these alien twats, they were like, okay, let's disable all of them. Or I guess it's a good thing that that happened. I wanna also now dive into this 2027 alien conspiracy stuff. Now, Jeremy Corbell came out the other day, right? And I played that clip for you guys, right? So I don't want to go over it, but just to give you context, because the main thing that I want to talk about is this. And if you want to see this exact clip, relax, you're gonna get some. I will link you that fully right after this one. But context, Jeremy Corbell came on, said that he has heard a big lie, a lie that they're gonna mix in with the truth. The truth is we're not alone. They're gonna come out they're gonna tell us we're not alone, but they're gonna also tell us that a UFO is headed towards Earth and that it's coming in 2027, and that's a lie. That is according to Jeremy Corbell. He was very dramatic in this one. So I don't know whether that's real or not, but interesting. The craziest part here is this. If Jeremy Corbell was just being dramatic for the sake of it, or whatever the case might be, and Jeremy Corbell is saying that it's not his opinion either, so this is something that he has heard. The insane part here is this. Maybe it's a psyop, and I'll definitely be honest with you guys, it can be a psyop. The craziest part here is that now we got other sources saying 2027 as well. Oh, shit. That they heard the same thing as Jeremy Corbell. If you want to see the Jeremy Corbell clip, don't worry, you're gonna get it. I'll show you that, but this is like part 2. So let me show you this clip. Shout out to Vetted for putting this together, and of course, shout out to Jeremy Ramirez since 2021. Jeremy Ramirez, who spent 25 years in the CIA role
apparatus and the UAP subject. He has made an impressive social media presence after he revealed many UAP-related mysteries that had never been discussed in public by any government official. CIA retired John Ramirez, who specialized in ballistic missile defense systems, worked for the CIA from 1984 to 2009, holding positions in the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Directorate of Science and Technology, and the Directorate of Intelligence. He attained GS-15 grade, which indicates that he worked for the agency in a relatively senior capacity.
Opportunity for the winner of the November 4th 2024 presidential election, the president-elect has an opportunity to finally be the disclosure president before that magic year 2027, which experiencers and channelers have talked about. We always hear about 26 or 27, those years.
Right, 2027.
And I would say this, the only time that I heard from CIA that they were concerned about something I said was with, I think it was an interview where I mentioned something about the government knows about 2027.
I think it was Project Unity. There was another interview you did with him, Jay from Project Unity.
No, this was more recent. This happened this year.
Oh my gosh, maybe. I'm not. I don't know if it was that one or not. I don't remember which other one you mentioned that.
Well,
but
short story is that CIA did not like me mentioning 2027.
Damn.
Really? Oh man.
Damn, and he holding that alien plushie in his arms. Come on, man. But what do you make of it? PSYOP? I mean, we're talking about former CIA, right? So do you want to trust it? It's up to you. I mean, it doesn't mean like a former CIA would be lying. It doesn't mean that, but this is something that they're claiming they heard. Insane if true. And this is that Jeremy Corbell video, and we had a ton of tons of other UFO videos in this one as well. Check out this video on the screen. We also played that 2027 Jeremy Corbell video. Check it out, and I'll see you right there. If you already seen it, then check out the video on the left. We got Antarctica alien UFO leak as well. Check it out, and I'll see you there.